Picture this. Springtime. Snow is gone. Gravel's being cleaned off the roads. You decide to hop on your bike. Hasn't ran since probably October, September. And you go to hit that start button. And instead of it firing to life like you hope, you get nothing. You get a click, click, click. You get a just complete silence. You get a no start right after your winter storage. So, in my personal experience, usually the battery is the cause of the issue. They can freeze. They can even just die over the summer or over the winter. So, if you can throw a charger on it, that's going to be your first good idea to try to get the bike going. Also, look at the battery. If the posts are really corroded, right there, that could be an issue. It could just be making a bad connection, but make sure it's charged. If it's one you got to top up water, make sure everything is serviced properly. I had one a couple years ago, actually, that froze so bad, it cracked out the bottom. So when the spring hit and it thawed, everything drained out of it. It was completely empty. So that'd be your first most common thing. If you're keeping your bike somewhere that's really mousy, assuming it's still not turning over once your battery's charged. If it's somewhere with lots of mice or a lot of humidity and moisture, you could have a sensor corroded, you could have mice chewing through wires, or a starter that's seized. But for this video, we're not going to focus on that because that's more of the obscure stuff. We're going to say the next most common thing is bad fuel. Now, if you find the bike is cranking over fine but still not starting, first thing I would do, drain all the fuel out. Drain all the bowls on your carburetor. Make sure your fuel filter is not plugged. Put fresh fuel in. While you have the carburetor drained, if you have the time, if you have the resources, you might want to even pull the bowls, pull out your jets, clean them out. You can clean them out with compressed air and carb cleaner, or you can buy little brushes, or even just take a copper wire, a multi-strand copper wire, and just move strands out until it's the perfect size, just to clean out those little bores. Now, assuming it's still cranking over, it's still not starting, even though all of your fuel system is good and you have fresh gas, next spot I would go to is checking for spark. I have these cheap little spark testers I like to use. You just pop one side on your spark plug, the other side on the wire, crank it, it'll light up. You know the coils are good. Then you can also pull out the spark plug, plug it into the wire, touch it to some metal. See if you see a physical spark, you have spark. I have seen weak spark cause issues, but having spark is just a good diagnostic tip before you have to dig deeper into it. That being said, if you're making sure you have good power, you make sure you have good fuel, and you make sure you have no obvious mouse issues like a nest in the air filter or wires chewed through or anything weird like that, next step is going to be a deep diagnosis. You're going to have to determine what system is preventing your bike from starting. You're going to have to determine if it's something from maybe you knocked it over in the garage over the winter, tip over sensor blew, or maybe it was wet and moisturous in your garage and your starter solenoid seized up, or you got corrosion in a relay. There's basically unlimited amounts of problems that can be causing your bike not to start. But if you tackle those first 3 or 4 there, odds are it's going to fix your problem. And if not, you're just going to have to dig a little bit deeper. For some other ideas, if you've had no starts on your bike, drop it in the comments and we'll see what other guys had as issues. Odds are, though, if your bike's probably running, you didn't get this far in the video and you're out on the road right now. So have a good one. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.